everyone. Alright, today we're going to chat about one of my absolute favorite topics of all time to talk about, which is selfishness. This is going to be a long video, so I would get in for a drastic wild ride into me telling you that you're being too selfless and you need to stop. And this is from the queen of someone who will throw herself under a bus to help a pigeon. So I'm about to give you some very hard life lessons and you're gonna listen. Right, where are we gonna start? Oh, anyway, right. We're gonna start on an exercise that I read a really long time ago and made me go, what? Okay, so are you ready? If you don't have a paper and pen, grab your phone, take a note. So I want you to sit and write a list of the top 5 most important people in your life. Like, pause the video, take a second, sit and write down all the most important people in your life. You just have to pick the first 5. Mine were like my family, my cats, my best friend, all of these things. Like, it was super important that my cat was on there. Even though he died 6 years ago, the cat's still up there with, you know, sisters. And I could struggle between, it's like, how do you pick which sister goes more important? Blah, blah, blah. So I just put sisters in general. Okay, right, now, why have you not put your name at the top of it? If you have, you're a hero. You could probably stop watching this video right now. But if you didn't, we need to talk about something right now because you are the most important person in your life. And when I did it, I went, oh, what the fuck? I am the most important person in my life. I'm the one that takes care of me. I'm the one that does the exercise to make my body feel healthy and eat clean. I'm the one that takes care of everyone. When I die, no one's gonna take care of me. You're born and you die alone. Technically you're not born alone, but you're kind of born alone. But you're the only person in your life that can take care of you fully. So you need to make yourself at the top of that list. You have to be your first priority so that you can take care of other people. Let's start with the obvious. No one likes a selfish asshole. No one does. They're just a bunch of dicks. That selfish ass that turns up to the party with one drink and then drinks all of your drinks, not based on a real example, it is. We all know those selfish people that only ever talk about themselves and they're such narcissistic twats. What I want to establish is that is very different from being a bit selfish. So they're a dick. To be selfish is to put yourself first that doesn't hinder or hurt anybody else. Okay, now mama bears, I hear you, but my kids should come first. No, you should come first. Your kids will be fine. They've already been fed and watered. You need to take care of yourself first. There is a reason they say put your own life mask on before assisting others. Now, back to the main thread. That person who turns up to a party and drinks all your free drinks, they're a dick. That person that's rude and arrogant and selfish in the elevator, they're a dick. They're not just selfish. Selfish is putting yourself first that doesn't harm someone else. When they start to harm other people and annoy other people, then they're just a dick. There is a difference. So I want you to take the stigma out of the word selfish and turn it into self-care. So when you think selfish, think self-care. It is an important thing for you to be more selfish because you are burning out by not doing enough self-care and self-routine, and the core to self-care and self-routine is to be selfish and put yourself first and prioritize your mental health and your well-being because you're already taking care of like 1,000 other people. I guarantee that you probably are. So let's dive into selfishness. Growing up, we are taught that selfishness is bad and kindness and generosity is good, and that is great. But no one ever taught us to put ourselves first and take care of ourselves. It is okay to put yourself first. Do no harm and take no shit is basically my mantra. So don't cause any pain, but take absolutely no shit from anyone. If someone's trying to, you know, take the piss, say no. So we're gonna get on to saying no in a minute. First, I want to mention that you can always put yourself first as long as it's not to the detriment of another person. Like, you don't push someone out of the way to get trampled by a bus just because you felt like it. Okay, there's the line. No murder. But putting yourself first is fine, like taking the first slice of pie. It's not selfish. You need pie too, else you're not going to get any pie. Well, that's what we learned in our family. There's 7 of us. You fight for food. Okay, let's ask the weirdly hard question. How do you know that you aren't selfish? Well, for one thing, you just hired someone who's gonna tell you if your problem in your life is selfishness. So if you're struggling because you're too selfish and it's causing you too many problems, I'm gonna be the one. I'm a bold lass. I'll happily tell you that your problem is you're too selfish and you need to practice selflessness. But I'm not. I'm here recording an entire long video on chronic selflessness and how your selflessness is killing you slowly, and y'all need to be a lot more selfish because it's a good thing. Good thing. Another thing about a selfish person is they wouldn't ask if they're selfish or not. They do not care if they are selfish or not, so they'll either not ask, or if they do, they'll embrace the fact that they're selfish and own it like a boss, which means that they're also a bit of a dick. But that's how you tell if someone's like a narcissistic level of selfish. Everyone to some degree is selfish, but for some reason a lot of us are struggling with overly chronic selflessness. So we need to rein back the selfishness and stop judging other people for being a little bit selfish. So my partner can be randomly selfish at some times, and that's fine because I like to practice selfishness as best I can, and he's very accommodating to it. So we're gonna be accepting to selfishness if it's not hurting you in any way. If someone like your partner is not doing the laundry though because he's selfish, that's just being a dick. He needs to help you with the laundry, or she needs to help you with the laundry. Someone needs to help everyone with the laundry. I hate the laundry. There is no room for reflection with a selfish person. They do not care what you think of them. We are going to go through the top 3 reasons you may be suffering from chronic selflessness. 1, if you start putting yourself first, you believe people will not like you because you have been brought up to think selfishness is bad and being overly generous is good, so therefore people will stop liking you. Okay? That is reason number 1. Reason number 2, you pride yourself on being the tireless caregiver, the selfless goddess, the mama hen of the realms. You love being that selfless one in the middle of everything, being the kind, generous, benevolent god. 3, simply you don't feel worthy to put yourself first because you're not important enough or you don't deserve it. We're gonna dive into all 3 of these right now. It's crazy that you think these. Especially number 2. So the first thing we're going to do is say out loud, if you can, you might be in an office, but you know, think it as loudly as you possibly can. Being selfish is good, and I give myself permission to put myself first. Think it, say it, write it down, put it on a wall. I do not mind what you do, as long as you start to learn that you have to put yourself first in order to be living your best life. I was gonna go with be happy, but then I went with living the best life. Oh my god, the things that come out of my brain. How can you take care of other people if you aren't feeling great yourself? It is so important for you to put yourself first so you can be in a much better mental state to help as many people as you want to help. So you can help your family and friends and co-workers a lot better if you're in a much better headspace and you're not constantly dragging a dead horse of mental exhaustion around because you haven't put yourself first too much and you have absolutely no money because you spent it all on charity and then you did something really nice for your niece and so many things. So 1, you believe that people will stop liking you if you become a more selfish person. I'm not gonna lie to you. You will see a shift in your friendships if you start putting yourself first and making you more of a priority. Simply because you will start to see, as this whole journey will teach you, how to spot your toxic friends and your real friends. Your real friends will be happy for you. Your toxic friends will be annoyed that they're not getting as much attention or resources out of you as they're normally used to, especially since they're used to kind of bossing you around to do stuff. So they are going to stop liking you because you're no longer putting in all the effort. You'll have that friend that you're the one that always has to call. You're the one that always has to bring the food. You're the one that always has to sort stuff out just to keep them. And if you stop doing that, they'll either just disappear or they won't like you. And I can assure you, in the long run, this is the best move for you because you don't need that sort of person in your life. You deserve more than a friend that treats you like you're garbage, like you're disposable, because you're not disposable. You're worthy of having a really solid friend who actually gives a shit that you're doing better and putting yourself first and becoming more important. And there are some people in your life that won't understand this, especially people who don't understand that selfishness is okay, which is what we are learning right now. And if you want, and they're like, I don't get it, selfishness is bad, send them this video. Hi new friend, welcome to the video. Selfishness is good. Pretty much the whole thing. But you've already watched to this point, so you've already seen. Right, your real friends will be supportive of you, your chronically shit friends, your toxic friends, they'll start to get annoyed and they'll start to leave. This is all good things that will happen when you put yourself first and become more selfless. Right, let's get on to number 2. Number 2, I've actually built this down from 1A, so it's more like 1A, but you fear that you will miss out on stuff if you start putting yourself first and saying no to events. If you do that, for example, you start saying no to stuff because it's exhausting and you don't have time, and to be honest, you could do with rather saving money than having to go out just to turn up and be accepted and included. When you start doing that, yes, you might get a bit of FOMO, which the young kids are saying is cool, but you need to start embracing the JOMO, which is the joy of missing out. So yes, missing out will start to get a bit hard, but equally, you're gonna have so much more time to do things that you love and you wanna do, and so much more money. The second you start saying no to events that you don't actually want to attend, you'll start having so much free time and free money, and then you can take that weird dance class that you've always wanted to try, or found that weird hobby that you've always wanted to do. It's gonna open up different avenues in your life instead of doing the same boring things that you just don't like doing, like, oh, but we always go to the pub, or we always go out on a Friday night, but you don't really like it because you kind of have to spend like £50 on drinks because none of your friends buy drinks and you always have to buy them, and it just goes meh. Think of all the fun you could be spending with that £50 on the beach with an ice cream, or in winter, doing what people do in winter. Skiing, I don't know. You could go on holiday with the money that you're spending going to events that you don't actually want to attend. Okay, so we've covered FOMO and we've covered shitty friends. So let's get on to the next one, the mama hen complex. The mama hen complex has always been my crux because I've always been the one that prides myself on taking care of everyone and being the most dependable, reliable, rock solid person that's always there for someone. There is a huge problem with this, which means I get too drained because I'm giving too much away, and then I had no money, no energy, no time for myself, and then I would burn out and turn into a sad husk of a human being. Just because you feel responsible for other people, especially if you have children, doesn't mean that you can't put yourself first. It is super important to put yourself first. There is a delicate balance. You can put yourself first and still take care of everybody. It just involves saying a little more no and spending a lot more time on yourself and a lot less time with your shitty friends and more real good times with your real normal friends and spending a lot more time on self-care. Even better, this is a great thing to teach your children, so one day they don't have to go through what you're going through right now. Depending on who you are and depending on your situation, whatever you're going through, you can teach your kids not to go through it by teaching them to take care of themselves. Not to be selfish, but to be self-caring and to prioritize themselves and their needs first, and then they can still take care of everyone else. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a great lesson to teach anybody. The world needs to be just a little bit more self-caring and a little bit less dickish. Being kind is wonderful, so is being selfless, but being happy is kind of more important because you can help a lot more people if you're in a much better mind space. Number 4, you don't feel worthy of putting yourself first. You are worthy, 100%. You are worthy, and you are the most important person in your life, and it is so important that you hear the words that I'm trying to say to you because I believe them, and yes, they are true. I don't care the justification in your head like, oh yeah, but no, I'm different, I'm special, I'm specially not worthy. That's all bollocks, okay? You're just lying to me and to you right now. So if you're not and you're like, oh, maybe I am worthy, it's like, yes, that is the train that we want to keep you on, the little train of success. That's the direction that we want to be going in. You don't have to run yourself into the ground showing unlimited kindness just to prove that you're worthy. It's not worth your time. I did this in uni. I absolutely ran myself into the ground by doing as many kind, generous, nice things as possible until it literally almost killed me. I nearly died because I was that selfless and that caregiving, and I was working full-time, taking as many shifts of work as possible while doing uni, while doing a play, while doing charity work, while doing some other stupid thing. I was baking cakes for everyone every week for more charity events and didn't have any time to myself, any time to go to the gym, any time to work on my mental health, and it nearly killed me. And it will kill you eventually if you don't prioritize your self-care, because it's making you miserable and it's going to lead to things like depression if you don't prioritize who you are and yourself first. This is a very, very passionate subject for me. I get it, just because I've been there and I am chronically selfless, but it's also because most of my friends have the same problem. They are chronically selfless, and I watch it destroy them from time to time because they're just like, I'm always putting other people first. Why aren't I happy? It makes me happy, but I'm not happy because you're not putting yourself first, because you're draining all your energy making other people happy, but they're not making you happy because everyone else isn't as selfless as you. Everyone else is a bit selfish, and knows the secret thing of put yourself first and then you can be happy. They know this. That's the secret nugget that keeps them happy. Or they're just a bit of a dick. Be more selfish. Do it as a test run, see if it works. It doesn't mean instantly taking someone's sandwich and being an asshole. It just means saying no to stuff. Saying no to things is so important. Let me tell you why. Because people will take the piss out of you if they can. They really will. They'll just say, oh, she's generous, let me just go, can I have this, can I have this? And then they turn up every day at your house and eat sandwiches, and then turn up to your parties and bring one drink and then drink all your drink, and then invite themselves to all of your other future parties and then eat all your food. I assure you, you need to say no, or people will turn up to your house and eat all your food, and then you have to explain to your partner, Jade, where's all the food in the house, guys? Oh, my friend came around again and ate all of our food. Jade, say no, I can't. It's too bad. It's been too long. How do you say no? You do this, you say no. And actually, if you fancy, take a moment, again, if you're not randomly in public, practice saying no to stuff immediately. So just start saying no, like out loud, say no. Saying no is the most important thing you need to learn, because I am always a yeser. But learning to say no was a fantastic option for me, because then I'd start to say, people would invite me out for parties and I hate parties, and I'd just be like, no. I have the FOMO and I don't want to feel left out or excluded, but equally I hate parties. I'm gonna have a miserable time. I'm gonna ruin the party because I just don't enjoy it, and I'll sit there like, so I'm gonna say no, but thank you. I'll send you a postcard. And as a result, I have so much money to go on holiday with. So how do you practice selfishness? Let's get into this. All right, number one, listen to yourself, what you want and your needs. What do you need? Just take a minute, sit down, get a journal, doodle it out, draw pictures, write it down on an apps note of all the things you need, like new shoes, like you need a holiday, you need just a break, you need a day off. Whatever it is that you need, write it down and then fucking plan it. Make it a priority that you're gonna do it. Schedule time, stop doing something for somebody else and schedule time for you to do that instead. Let's get on to number two, making yourself the priority. When someone asks you to do something for them, it could even be, can you help me with something? Ask yourself this, do you have the time? Do you have the energy? Is it really that important that you help them? Or can they find someone else that can help them with their laundry? How vital is it that you help them? And at what cost is it to your life? You're giving up life credits right now to go and help them. Is it worth it? Is it worth your time? Are you giving too much to them? Actually think about it. Take a moment to think about what they're asking and if it's worth your peace of mind, because guaranteed most of the time it's not, especially if someone's asking you to do their laundry. Right, learn to say no. So I actually want you to take a moment and actually say it out loud with me if you can. If you're standing in the middle of a bus station, it's also fucking hilarious to do so, but just say no. Like N-O, nah, no thanks, or don't feel like it, actually, nah, no. Whatever way you want to say it, say no. Practice expressing the word no. It is very difficult for a lot of people, including myself, to learn to say the word no, because we're programmed to always say, yes, how may I serve you, sir? But no, now we're all about the word no. We're saying, nah, actually, I'm busy, suck it. Yeah, Jade's teaching you some sass lessons from the whitest person you've ever met. As I've mentioned several times, I struggle with this just because I get excited and people always walk up to me and go, Jade, fun, 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 you want to do this fun, fun, fun thing? And I'm like, yeah, fun, 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 fun. And then they're like, great, it's only £300, let's go. And then I'm like, I don't have £300 to go, what were we doing again? Wakeboarding? What is wakeboard? It's cold, isn't it? Oh God. So recently, a lot of my social friends have decided they're all going on a skiing holiday, and they have spent the last 2 months trying to get me to come with them, and I just have to keep saying no consistently over and over again, because people for some reason get really weird and they really want you to do something and they just harass you, and instead they just don't listen to the word no. I hate skiing, it's chilly, it's everything I hate doing, I'm not going skiing with you, I'm not spending £500 to sit in a hut while you guys go skiing. Ski rant over. Learn to say no. Trust me, else you'll end up on a skiing holiday that you never want to go on. So, suck it. Alright, the next one. Make time for yourself, for stuff that fuels your soul. So that stuff that makes you feel better in your soul energy, like that core energy that you have. That, whatever you do that makes you feel like yourself, makes you feel relaxed and happy. Do that. Do that a lot. Prioritize it, schedule it in, and do it. Like, it can be hiking, it can be playing video games, it can be dancing in the street dressed as a bear. Whatever your thing is, do that and make it a weekly priority. You have to prioritize doing something that makes you feel like you. It's a form of self-care. Turn down all of those boring things like going to watch your mother's baby shower or whatever people do. There are events that they're forced to go to, whatever those are. Skip them and do something that you want to do, whether it's like having a nice chill walk in the forest or going on a night out. Whatever it is that makes you happy and chill, do it. The next one is a spicy one. It is, don't let your pride get in the way. Yeah, don't let your pride get in the way of asking for help. If you need help, ask for it. People have been asking for your help for a really long time, and you've been freely giving out all of this good energy and good vibes until you're nothing but a husk. So as a husk, ask for help. There's nothing wrong with it. Ask for help doing your laundry. Someone will help you. Guaranteed the person whose laundry you've been doing, they won't help you because they sound like a dick. So get someone else to help you with your laundry. Laundry can mean anything, by the way. Whatever word that comes to your head, which you immediately thought of instead of laundry, that's the thing that you need help with. So get someone to help you with your taxes or laundry or whatever. My mother always calls me to help with her taxes. It is easy to pride yourself on being a selfless caregiver, but it's also really good to pride yourself on being happy. And you're still gonna do amazing things and create such a big impact on this world in your own unique, weird way. And you can do that with help and with a little bit of selfishness. You're still gonna be a good person. I say good because I just think it's a stupid concept that we have good and bad people. We just have people that are varying degrees of doing the best they can with what they have and been through a really shitty time right now. Don't be too proud to ask for help. Delegate. Don't do it all by yourself. You don't have to. We're community people. We're humans. We're community species. Someone will help. Don't be too proud about it. And the finale, which is change your attitude. I know that we're having a couple of camera issues because of the lighting today, because it's a cloudy day, so it will go bright and then dark. But change your attitude about selfishness. This is the last one, and it's not like I haven't talked about it for this entire video. You can be selfish and still grateful. We're taught selfishness is bad because as children, we're selfish, and then we're told it's bad, be more grateful. We are raising you and giving up a lot so we can raise this human. Be grateful. You can be both. You can be a little bit selfish and a little bit grateful. In fact, they're both very much a high priority in your life right now. You should be more grateful And you should be very much more selfish. Your life will get a lot better. I have been going on for so long. This was supposed to be a much shorter video, but I wanted to add a couple bits in and I waffle too much. Somehow I'm still the loudest, chattiest human being on the planet, but I'm excited because selflessness is such a big topic for me, and I really want to teach you to start saying no, because when I learned to be selfish, I learned to say no, my life got infinitesimally better simply because I could prioritize myself. And I gave myself permission to do things that I loved and go on holidays and say no to things that I hated and cut out shitty friends and make me the most important person in my life, because I am. I know we all have partners and children and friends and people we're responsible for, and we feel like they're more important than us, but they're not. We are the most important people in our own stories. So treat yourself like it. God! Right, now you've had 20-25 minutes of me telling you that. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see y'all at some point soon, when our next meeting is. Oh, I can't wait. This should be the long video of week number 2, shouldn't it? So, right, have a great day. Wow, there is a story. My phone just rang. My brother spends a lot of money on my Amazon. It's ridiculous. Have you ever had someone that you've always wanted to like bellow no at their face at? You know, sometimes you're just like, no! You just want to scream at their face. Like, for me, it's my mother. Sometimes my mother takes the piss and just asks for too many things over and over and over again. You just stand there, you're like, no! Fuck off! Do you have that? Or is it just me and my unusual relationship with my mother? If not, I strongly advise trying it. It's great fun. Or maybe finding a less weird way to do it, but even to my mother, I have to say, no, I think you can do that by yourself. You don't quite need me to take you to the dump today. I took you 4 days in a row. Yeah, 4 days in a row.